Hey everybody, and welcome back to BK's Bullets. Today we're talking about What If Episode 2. Hey everybody, and welcome back to BK's Bullets. As always, I'm your host, Brent Cosina, and today we're talking about What If Episode 2, What If Star-Lord was T'Challa, or I think it's what if T'Challa became Star-Lord, right? So, yes, it's daylight over here. It's the end of my day, probably the beginning of something of your day if you've just watched What If back in the States, back home. Got a chance to watch it after work today, and I liked it. But before we get into what I think of the episode, let me ask you to please do one thing. Please subscribe. Helps me out, helps the channel grow, lets you know when I drop new videos, all the good stuff. So, we do have stuff coming. I'll be doing what if videos, reviews while I'm out on the town. And I saw a video upcoming on the channel from our buddy Jim at Fanis, who, placated, you guys and said that my schedule was no good and that there's nothing on the channel going to be dry. Well, I can guarantee that that is not the case because, lo and behold, Jim is stepping up to the plate and is going to do some videos for the channel while I am away. So, thank you, Jim. Good buddy for that. But let's talk again about What If Episode 2. So I liked it. I didn't have as much fun watching it as I did the Peggy Carter Captain America episode. That's not to say that it is bad. I think it's more reflective of the types of stories that these What If comics have always been in the comic books. Is like you get some bangers, you get some that are, oh, okay, that was interesting, and you get some that were you're just kind of like, well, I didn't really like that one, but since they're one and done, maybe I'll like the next one more. Certainly, I think this one is very poignant, very heartfelt, and very good. And all of that is due to the performance by Chadwick Boseman, the late, great Chadwick Boseman, who, as we all know, played T'Challa and then died from, I think it was a form of cancer last year, Hodgkin's lymphoma, I believe, that he was battling for the last couple of years. So this, I guess, is his final performance in anything, this voiceover work. And he does a fantastic job. I think where the story lets him down, or lets this episode down, is that they make T'Challa the same character as he is in the Black Panther movie. And at first you're like, oh, that is fun to see that T'Challa is as charming as he would be, all that stuff. He's kind of like the same person he is in Black Panther, just in a different locale. I think that is probably wrong, the wrong way to approach this story. I feel like if T'Challa were stolen by Yondu when he was like 8 or 10 years old, 12, whatever, he still might grow up to be a little bit different, but the fact that they have him be basically the exact same person, I think it falters a little bit. There are fun moments in here, certainly, fun surprises and all that, but the whole time I'm watching T'Challa on TV be Star-Lord, the first thing I'm always thinking is like, wow, man, Chadwick Boseman really nails T'Challa. And, but at the same time, I'm also thinking he's not really doing anything different that we haven't seen him do in the Black Panther movie and the two Avengers films he appeared in as well. I think, which is unfortunate because What If is supposed to give you, an idea to play around and stuff like that. And we certainly had that last week with the Peggy Carter episode. Here, it's literally, if they lifted T'Challa and Chadwick Boseman's performance out of Black Panther and placed it into the Guardians of the Galaxy film. And that could be fun, but it doesn't have the same warmth and playfulness and stuff that, Star-Lord had in the original Guardians film. That's not to say that he should. They are, in fact, two different characters, and he placed different characters in different locales, and, they're going to react differently. However, to make like T'Challa almost fully formed when he gets abducted by Yondu, I'm not really sure that would be the case. Maybe he would be a little bit more angrier or something like that. But I don't know what the deal is here. I feel like we should have gotten either a Star-Lord that was a little more angry, or Star-Lord that was, when I say Star-Lord, I mean T'Challa, but, they're calling him Star-Lord the whole episode. That's what we're going to call him. A little bit more angry, a little bit more fun, a little bit more dangerous. Certainly that he is the same charming T'Challa we saw in the Black Panther film, and that's fine, but I feel like he's not really, the Ravagers world has adapted to who T'Challa is, not necessarily T'Challa adapting to the Ravagers world. And I think that's might be the wrong approach here. It should be probably a good mixture of both. But I think that's always been the weakness of these what if stories. Sometimes is you get what you think is a really cool idea, and you focus on one aspect of it and not necessarily the equal and opposite reaction, right? So there you have it. It's a fun episode. There's a whole lot of surprises in here. Thanos showing up and the jokes they're making at his expense of, his whole plan for genocide, and he's going, but it's efficient, was very enjoyable. Making the Collector the bad guy, again, I'm like, you're kind of just rehashing half of the first episode or movie of Guardians of the Galaxy here. Is there really no other idea you can come up with? Like, certainly Peggy Carter did a whole lot with the first Captain America movie, last episode, but it also had its own ending and had its own adventure. Whereas here, you're kind of not really introducing anything new other than, you're adding Thanos to the Ravager, you're adding Korath, the Pursuer, to the Ravagers. He was a whole lot of fun. I think he was my favorite character out of the entire bunch here. You give Nebula a new look and all that stuff, but it's not really a what-if scenario. You're just like, well, what if these two characters swapped places kind of thing. Not really like what would really think in the effect, if you have T'Challa raised by Yondu for half his life. I don't think he would turn out like T'Challa the exact same way he's portrayed here, as if just a direct lift of that character from the Black Panther film. I feel like he should have been a little bit more different. That's just me. But, it is a 30-minute TV show. We are just here to watch some cool animation and have a good time. And I did have a good time. But, I also think, the loss of Chadwick Boseman here does, it makes you think a little bit about what we lost. Because, I want to say that I was thinking more about it, watching it, because they were playing T'Challa as the same character from the Black Panther film and not necessarily making him a new version of the same character, per se. And it just made me reflect and go, man, what a tragedy for the Marvel Universe and everyone he worked with and his family, that a man of his talent and his charisma is gone. But just also, like, man, he was really good at playing this version of T'Challa. Man, I wish we could see more, and this is the last we're ever going to get. So, but that same thought, I think, is making me greedy, saying, I wish he was playing T'Challa a little bit differently, or it had been written differently, instead of this, copycat of T'Challa from the Black Panther films in the Marvel Universe. So, you certainly saw that with Peggy. Like, last episode, I guess Peggy's always been, in the Captain America movies, like, self-assured, strong woman and stuff like that. But she definitely took it to a new level when she got the super soldier serum in that episode. Whereas we're not really seeing the effects of T'Challa being abducted on him the way that you saw it, like, with Peter Quill. Like, I feel like Peter Quill in that Guardian story that James Gunn wrote, you had a shy kid whose mom died. He's very, very sad, and he gets abducted, and Yondu is so much fun. Yondu put all this, personality into Peter Quill after that. And even though, Peter still had a link to his mom with the headphones and the tape and all that, I feel like you can definitely feel Yondu's influence on Peter in that film. I don't feel Yondu's influence on T'Challa in this little episode. So, I don't know. I think it was fun. It's certainly not the best episode so far. But, man, it makes me miss Chadwick Boseman. So, anyways, that's my thoughts on What If Episode 2. Let me know what you guys think. Am I wrong that they nailed this character, because I don't think I'm wrong. I think he really would have been a little bit different. I mean, think about it for you. Like, if you had a tragic event, if you were stolen when you were a kid, 8 or 10 or 12, I still think you would have some trauma. You'd be scarred. Or, even if you weren't, if you were around a person like Yandu the whole time, and you were, even if you managed to change the Ravagers from a thieving party to a helping party and stuff like that, I still feel like you might have a little bit of an edge to you if you were put in this same situation. So let me know down below. I really feel like, it's nature and nurture, both. It's parenting and the way that, you're programmed or born or whatever. But at the same time, I feel like your parents do have a lot to do with it. So that's why I think he should be a little bit different. So let me know down below in the comments if you think I'm way off. But we can all agree that the animation is beautiful, and Chadwick Boseman delivered a great performance as T'Challa. Just, it was the same T'Challa we'd seen before. But there you have it, folks. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think down below in the comments, and we will see you guys next time here in the Funny Pages.